What are you doing, Patrick?
Oh, dear lady, this is the best day of my life. My odd bin's order has arrived.
Why do you need a special bin to put odd stuff in?
It's a shop that sells alcohol, you numpty.
Oh, look at that. A fine bottle of single malt. I love Lefroy. Nice and peaty from Islay.
Well, didn't you order it, Patrick?
Oh, probably. I just can't really remember what I ordered. It's just like a lucky dip.
Oh, it's good to have a hobby.
Well, I'd hardly call having a significant alcohol problem a hobby.
Well, it occupies my time.
Hobbies are important.
Is this the point where you want us to mention your flower arranging?
What? Oh, this? Oh, you've noticed it, have you?
Well, it's rather difficult to miss it, seeing as you've shoved it right in front of your camera.
Well, you see, I had rather an epiphany in the last 24 hours. It was while I was watching a lovely lady celebrating her 60th birthday with an appearance on Tipping Point, and I realised I'd reached mine.
What? Your 60th birthday?
Harsh.
No, my tipping point, you silly little man. And I finally reached my tipping point.
Is that a menopausal thing?
No, it's a menomorons thing.
Oh.
I said to myself, Tabby, there's a reason you keep attracting low-life scum who won't commit to you.
Oh, now, come on, Tabitha. You can't blame yourself for that.
Oh, but I do, Janice. I most definitely blame myself for being so desperate for attention. It's power, you see. I find men with power intoxicating.
Ah, right on cue.
I beg your pardon, Patrick?
Oh, nothing, old boy. Don't mind me. I'm just sorting out my purchases.
Well, good morning, everyone. Why the big bunch of flowers, Tabitha?
She's had a cacophony.
Epiphany, you idiot.
What sort of epiphany?
It's something to do with the menopause.
It's nothing to do with the menopause. I am not menopausal. I am far too young to be menopausal.
Well,
I have taken up a hobby. Flower arranging. It's relaxing and will help me find myself.
Ah, well, good. Right, now, moving on. Patrick.
yes, old boy?
Your performance on the BBC.
Oh, don't tell me. Nominated for a BAFTA.
Nominated for It'll Be All Right on the Night, more like. It was dreadful.
Really? The producer chappie seemed to think it would make very good viewing. Lots of media attention, he said.
Yes. Well, you've certainly had lots of media attention. Let me try some screen sharing for you.
That's ridiculous. I only had a snifter before I went before the cameras.
Oh, come off it, Patrick. You were 3 sheets to the wind on primetime TV.
Well, that's it then, isn't it? A news coordination centre where none of its members are fit to go on television.
Don't be disheartened, Michael. Order yourself a lovely bunch of chrysanthemums. They're marvellous for reducing stress.
I can't say that I'm really feeling stressed anymore. Just resigned to the fact that you are all a bunch of idiots, and this task force is about as much use as a chocolate teapot.
Oi, I've got a double doctorate.
We
know.
I can't see the press paying attention to us for much longer. Not when the Boris and Dominic show continues to be so entertaining.
I thought I heard the chappies at the BBC say that Boris had put old Dominic on his final warning.
He did, but I don't think he expected him to cock up again.
Oh, well, technically he didn't cork up again. I mean to say he'd already corked up. The cork up was already in existence. It's just that the press found out about a cork up that already existed.
What cock up?
That Cummins' second home might not have planning permission, and also he doesn't pay any council tax.
Jammy bugger.
So the Prime Minister is going to sack him?
Oh no, not at all. Boris said he was going to let the British public decide his fate.
So we get a vote?
Of course not. He didn't mean it. It's just his way of getting out of having to do anything.
Sorry, Tabitha, are we interrupting your breakfast?
Oh, apologies, Michael. I have to eat these eggs up. Big Bertha is quite a layer.
I beg your pardon?
Big Bertha, the chicken. It was a she, so I didn't have the heart to sacrifice her. We women need to stick together. It's the men we need to sacrifice.
Oh, good grief.
So I kept her, and she's rewarded me by producing a non-stop supply of lovely eggs. Honestly, I've got eggs coming out of every orifice.
Ew.
So moving along. Right, the main item on the agenda today is how we address the growing concern of some members of the public in relation to the easing of lockdown. Now, what reassuring messages can we get out there?
Reassuring messages? The death rate is 900% higher than it was at the beginning of lockdown, and we're easing it. What reassuring messages can you send out about that?
Now, see, there is the Test and Trace initiative.
Oh, you mean you might get a test and some of your mates might have to quarantine initiative?
Well, admittedly, it's not perfect.
I've heard they've opened some of those fast food places.
Oh, yes, Patrick. It's so exciting. I can get a Big Mac and a Whopper again.
Surely you mean a Big Mac or a Whopper?
No, I mean a Big Mac and a Whopper, like starters, main course.
And of course, IKEA has opened. I mean, not that I'm a fan of the flat pack.
That place is enormous. One can lose one's wife in there for hours and hours. Thank God it's opened up again.
And crying out loud, you lot have just encapsulated exactly what's wrong with the general public.
I don't follow.
Burgers and flat pack furniture. Oh yes, essential items right at the top of our list of priorities. Just about not dying.
Oh, I wouldn't put burgers higher than not dying, Janice. I mean, maybe not dying first and then burgers second.
Was that someone's doorbell?
Yeah, it was mine. Hang on a minute. I'm expecting a parcel from feministapparel.com.
Oh, I wonder what it could be.
She just said she's ordered some clothes.
Or it could be something else.
Do I detect a little glint in your eye, old boy?
I couldn't possibly say.
Oh, God, what have you been up to?
A lovely gift for a lovely lady.
Someone has sent me fake roses.
Fake ones? Oh, you idiot!
What?
Nothing, Janice. Patrick said nothing.
Is there a card?
To Janice, the best lady scientist in the world. I really love it when you use all the big words from your secret admirer.
Oh, how nice to be bought flowers and not to have to buy them for oneself.
Well, I'd rather buy my own and have tatty nonsense like this.
Please, I'm begging you. Can we actually concentrate on what this group is supposed to be doing?
And what's that then?
Reassuring the general public on eating the lockdown.
We could have someone reassuring talk to them, someone they respect, like Helen Mirren.
Oh, I do like Helen Mirren. Deborah, the lovely lady that I met on eHarmony, has a touch of the Helen Mirrens about her.
And how's that going, Patrick?
Very well, thank you, Joe. And it turns out that she doesn't mind sending me photos of her feet, smeared in a variety of packet desserts.
That's enough. I really can't stand this anymore. If it wasn't bad enough that I'm in the doghouse with Penelope, I have to deal with you bunch of idiots.
Oi, I've got it.
Yes, a double doctorate. Yes, we know. We all bloody know, Janice.
Why are you in the doghouse with the Mrs. Michael?
Oh, because I told my good-for-nothing son that due to the way he humiliated Joe on his ridiculous TV show, I was cutting his allowance, and, of course, he went running to Mummy. Right, I'm shutting down this meeting now. I can't cope with all this stress. I stay for the rest of you.
Well, that was a bit orcs.
I'm sure he'll feel better tomorrow. It'll be just a lover's tiff.
I think your flowers have taken a bit of a bashing, Tabitha.
Yes. Do you know what? I don't think flower arranging is for me. I might find something else instead. I'll see you all at the next meeting.
Well, I'm off to try and find out who dislikes me so much they send me such awful flowers. Could be Emma, I suppose. Hell hath no fury and all that.
She doesn't realise it's me.
No need to panic, old boy.
But she thinks her ex-partner sent them.
Look, just turn up the charm a few notches and she'll put two and two together and realise it was you that sent them.
Really?
Absolutely.
Turn up the charm. I can do that.
Afternoon, Janice, old thing.
Afternoon, Patrick. Oh, is that a sherry? Didn't put you down as a sherry drinker.
I'm not, but it came in the mystery box from Oddbins. So, any port in a storm.
If you say so.
Although it's not port, it's a rather fine Amontillado sherry.
What's that on your badge? Is that me?
Yes, it's you, Janice.
Why?
Well, it's International Lover Scientist Day.
I don't think that's a thing.
Yes, it is.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yes. You are pretty, aren't you, Janice?
What?
Good afternoon, everybody. Are we all assembled?
Tabitha isn't here yet.
Okay.
No, she's trying to join. I'll just let her in.
Namaste. Sorry I'm late. I was in downward facing dog and the time just ran away with me.
It's yoga, Patrick.
Excellent. Well, I just want to start this meeting by making an apology for my behaviour last time. That outburst was totally unprofessional and not what you should expect from a senior member of Her Majesty's government.
Apology accepted, old chap.
That's very gracious of you, Patrick.
You really should get your chakras aligned, Michael. It's obvious just by looking at you that you've got wonky chakras.
I take it this is today's fad for finding yourself, Tabby?
It's not a fad, Michael. My body is a temple.
Yeah, Temple of Doom.
I shall ignore that snide remark, Janice, and focus on my om.
Yes, well, as I was saying, I can assure you that such behaviour will never happen again. Patrick, could you please put your love life on hold enough for us to get through a meeting?
Oh, this isn't my love life, old chap. Well, not directly.
What do you mean?
Well, I appear to be getting threatening text messages.
How threatening.
Well, apparently a chap called Darren is going to damage me in various different ways.
Who's Darren?
Alas, it appears that the delectable Deborah has a spouse.
Pardon?
His eHarmony girlfriend is married.
Oh, that's not good. You don't want to get involved with someone who's married. It leads to all sorts of complications. Doesn't it, Tabitha?
What?
Even so, he can't be allowed to threaten you, Patrick.
That's exactly what he's doing. Look at this one. It says, I'm going to come and find you, and when I do, I'm going to pull off your nipples with a rusty pair of pliers.
That's awful.
I know. Y-O-U''RE instead of Y-O-U-R and, yes, and he can't even spell pliers either.
Have you been to the police?
What? About poor grammar? I don't think they'd be interested, old girl.
No, about the threat to your life.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. It'll take more than a few text messages to frighten Patrick Cointus Miller. Ooh. Ah, or at least he can spell gizzards.
Look, Patrick, I do have to join my voice with the others here. You really do need to go to the police. I mean, this man could be an axe-wielding homicidal maniac.
Then he has met his match. I was a light infantryman, you know.
Are you all right, Patrick?
That's what happens when you don't practice your tulasana.
Sorry, chaps. Came over a bit wobbly. I think it's the ice in this drink.
Oh, not possibly the drink in that drink.
I'm sure the government are putting things in the water to sedate us.
Really?
Oh, yes. The whole country is crumbling around our ears. Democracy has gone to the dogs.
No, yes. And how do you come to that conclusion, Patrick?
Well, this new thing with the robots.
Oh, God. What new thing with the robots?
We're in Parliament. Apparently, Parliament is going to be made up of robots.
Oh, that's cool.
The Parliament is not going to be made up of robots, Patrick. I really don't know where on earth you heard that.
Do you think I could get a job working with the robots? With my background in IT, I'd be perfect for working with the robots.
I heard it on the television, old chap. MPs are going back to Parliament, but they'll be electronic.
I think he means the story about electronic voting.
Janice, would you like to work on the robots with me?
Number one, there are no robots. And number two, not even if hell freezes over.
I love this banter we have, Janice.
Right, Patrick. Electronic voting is simply a way that members of Parliament who are unable to get to the House...
Whose house?
The Houses of Parliament.
I was only asking.
Members who can't get to the House will be allowed to follow the debates online and then vote online as well. Do you see?
Oh, right. Now I understand it.
So there are no robots?
No, Joe, there are no robots.
Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, Michael.
Well, it sounds like a jolly good idea to me.
Only it isn't happening.
Well,
Despite the fact that the Italian Parliament has used it with considerable success and the House of Lords have decided to go with it, Boris has said it's undemocratic and can't be used in the Commons.
so how do the MPs who have to stay at home vote?
They don't. So, as you said, Patrick, democracy has gone to the dogs.
Remind you all that we are here supposed to be supporting the government's response to this pandemic by coordinating a public information campaign. We are not here to make judgments on how the government conducts its business.
Here, Michael, do let me teach you a useful pose for de-stressing. Vi parita coroni.
Oh, it's fine, Tabitha.
It's no bother. You'll need to strip down to your vest and pants, though.
I'm doing no such thing.
You wear a vest.
Come on, Michael. You'll thank me later.
No, Tabitha, really. And no, I don't wear a vest.
It's really easy. You just have to lie on your back.
Tabitha's method for promotion.
I shall ignore that and stick your legs in the air.
Again.
And rest them against a wall.
You all stop this nonsense. The free Zoom session is almost over, and we haven't even looked at one single item on the agenda.
We have agendas.
I am very stressed at the moment, and none of you are helping in the slightest.
Although agendas isn't quite the correct word, as technically agenda is plural in itself. Third declension neuter. The singular agendum.
Life is stressful enough. I've been forced to live in the granny annex since I argued with Penelope, and now I have to deal with you lot.
Living with a granny? Ew.
And why am I forced to explain this to you lot anyway?
Penelope's chucked you out.
No. She's just confined me to another part of the house.
Oh, dear.
Look, I'm just going to chalk this meeting up as a disaster. I'll be rescheduled for 11:30 tomorrow morning. Penelope doesn't turn my Wi-Fi on till then. Goodbye.
Well, that was unexpected.
I can't help but think you had a lot to do with that, Patrick. You did wind him up a bit.
Oh, no. That was an explosion just waiting to happen. He's finally realising what he's lost.
I know. It must be awful. No Wi-Fi till 11:30.
Right. I'm off. Time to Skype my guru for a bit of meditation. Namaste.
Oh, there's another one of these blasted text messages. I really think I'm going to have to text back and correct him on some of his spelling.
Oh, yeah, you do that, Patrick. That'll really help.
Are you doing anything fun today, Janice?
I volunteer for the vaccine study. I'm having my jab at 2:30.
Oh, gosh, that's brave. I hate needles. You are brave, Janice, doing your bit for the rest of us. So selfless and wonderful, like a lovely warrior princess. Oh, you've gone. Oh, hello, Janice. Are you well?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Oh, I see Mummy's made you a little snack again.
Oh, yeah, she's good to me, my mummy. I tried to make a sausage sandwich myself once, but I got burned.
Of course you did.
Oh, gosh. What's wrong with your arm?
Oh, I just had a little reaction to the vaccine, that's all.
It looks awful. Your arm's all swollen. Oh, you don't think it might spread to your head, do you?
No, it won't spread to my head. It's just a localised reaction.
Because your head might explode.
Well, if it does, I shall make sure I video it so you can watch.
Cool. I've never seen someone's head explode.
I should hope not. What's wrong with Patrick?
Oh, I'm not sure. Patrick, you're round the wrong way.
I don't think it's me, old boy. It must be you.
Patrick, can you see a computer screen in front of you?
Since you mention it, no, I can't.
So if you just turn around, you'll be able to see us.
There you are.
Good grief! What on earth are you wearing, Tabitha?
It's a wimple.
And why are you wearing it?
I've decided to take holy orders.
But how? We're in lockdown.
There's this amazing online convent called the Sisters of the Immaculate Contraption.
Sure, you mean conception?
No, contraption. Due to the fact that they're online and you need to use a computer, and a computer is a contraption.
Right.
Of course, I'm only a novice at the moment. I haven't taken my final vows as yet.
Bells, Tabitha. Are you having an online fancy dress party?
No, I'm taking holy orders, Michael.
In a contraption.
Pardon?
I should be forsaking a life of the sins of the flesh. Well, once I've taken my final vows, of course. I'm just a novice at the moment.
Fine.
And if you wouldn't all mind, my religious name is Sister Annunciata. So if you could all start calling me that, I'd be very grateful.
Of course, Sister Annunciata. So, things to discuss.
Horse racing.
Pardon?
Horse racing. We reached 60,000 deaths and they reopen horse racing.
Well, yeah, with social distancing, obviously.
And the Health Secretary calls it wonderful news.
Well, undoubtedly, the pros and cons have all been considered.
Rubbish.
I agree with Janice.
And what about Nando's?
What about Nando's?
Well, they're reopening as well.
Hurrah!
And the Chancellor says it's the news we've all been hoping for.
Absolutely.
Yet it's a total travesty in the light of the current death rate.
Absolutely it is. I concur with Janice.
Look, Janice, the relaxation lockdown from level 4 to level 3 was done on the advice of the Joint Biosecurity Centre, and it was completely backed by the science.
The Joint Biosecurity Centre doesn't even exist yet.
Oh, that's a bit of a clanger, old boy. How did you miss that?
Well, yes, it doesn't exist operationally.
So how does it exist? On a pink, fluffy marshmallow cloud in the mind of the Health Secretary?
I love marshmallows.
The component parts are functioning just not together.
Oh, brilliant.
Penelope?
Ah, there you are.
Penelope, I'm in an important meeting, darling.
Well, I don't care about that. We still haven't settled the small issue of the car.
How did you get onto this call?
Because you leave notes with your passwords on lying around.
You're not supposed to do that with government passwords.
Oh, shut it, Joe.
Hello, Penelope. Allow me to introduce myself. Patrick Miller, of The Guardian.
Never heard of you. So, are you going to buy Sebastian this car or not?
Look, Penelope, this really isn't the time to be discussing this. I'm in a governmental meeting.
What? With a geek, a nun and a lumberjack?
Oi!
I'm not quite a nun yet. I'm just a novice.
Good grief. Is that the woman you work with? The one I met at that dreadful party? The one you said was a slapper? Tabitha, isn't it?
It was my name, but my name is now Sister Annunciata. And I shall forgive you, Michael, for maligning me to your wife.
It was just a joke, sister.
Although, many a true word spoken in jest, old man.
What was it you called her?
Penelope, please.
Oh, yes, salmonella. Because she'd been through the entire department of like a dose of rampant diarrhea.
Cruel, yet amusing.
Penelope, could you please just leave the meeting and we will discuss these things later.
Well, later is no good, Michael. The deal Sebastian has been offered on the Maserati expires in an hour.
But he's a TV presenter. He can afford his own cars.
Not a Maserati.
Well, then he can get a Fiesta. My first car was a Fiesta.
Ah, my first car was an Aston Martin DB5. Lovely leather upholstery. White clean.
The grandson of an archdeacon can't drive around Chelsea in a Fiesta.
Well, then maybe his grandfather would like to pay for the Maserati.
You know Daddy's having money problems. He can barely afford to take Mummy to Monte Carlo next year.
Well, and maybe if Sebastian didn't live in Chelsea, he'd be able to afford his own Maserati.
Fashionable young people need to live in Chelsea.
If I might interject.
Oh, God.
It seems to me that the focus here is all on materialism. A flat in Chelsea and a fancy car won't make your son happy. There are other things in life that are far more important.
Burgers.
No! Other things in the world around us.
Such as?
What? Oh, well, raindrops on, roses
Oh, brilliant.
and, whiskers.
On kittens?
Yes.
Where have I heard this before?
Look, old girl, why don't you just go and relax with a glass of something sparkling? And I'm sure old Mikey will sort things out once we finish the meeting.
Michael, the car.
Yes, dear. And I'll buy him the car.
Correct answer.
Well, she seemed nice.
If you don't mind me saying, old boy, you seem a little under the thumb.
A little under the thumb. I can see the thumbprint from here.
Penelope, she's just strong-willed.
I shall pray for you.
Oh, that's nice. Will you pray for me too?
No amount of praying is going to sort you out.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I can concentrate on the rest of this meeting. Do you mind if we call it a day?
Not a problem, old boy. Give yourself time to recall the troops and circle the wagons.
Oh, lovely mix of metaphors there, Patrick.
Thank you.
Well, that was slightly awkward.
Oh, she's a spirited filly. I'll give you that.
That's probably because her father is a criminal mastermind.
What? Why do you think her father's a criminal mastermind?
Well, she said he was an arch-villain.
Archdeacon, you nincompoop, in the church.
Oh, so that's not a criminal mastermind.
No! Oh, I'm going. I've got to put the last coat of paint on this thing. And then I'm going to watch it dry, which will be far more interesting than listening to you lot.
I'm off too. I've got to, not sure really, but I'll probably think of something.
Sister Annunziata,
Yes?
before you go, could I ask you a question?
Only if the incredible antiviral ninja doesn't feature.
I know you've given up, to be a nun, but I want to ask your advice on how I can impress Janice.
You want to impress Janice? Well, I suppose the best way would be to find something that she's interested in and learn all about it so that you can have a conversation with her.
Oh, brilliant idea. How do I find what she's interested in?
Well, here's a radical idea, Joe. Ask her.
Oh, couldn't I just Google it?
Yes, okay, just Google it. Look, I have to go. It's nearly time for prayers, and I don't want to be late again. Sorry, Penelope, Michael's gone.
It's not Michael I want to talk to. It's you.
Me?
I know exactly who you are, Tabitha Archer, and I know exactly what you've been doing with my husband.
Ah, now.
And I am not going to be one of those party wives who puts up with her husband's dalliances for the sake of a good show.
But I'm taking holy orders.
I am going to drag you and that faithless husband of mine through every type of mud imaginable.
I'm going to be a nun.
Then you'd better find a convent as far away from me as possible. Preferably one in the Australian outback.
Oh, bugger! Late for prayers again.